Good afternoon, everyone. This is Dr. Reddy from Seven Oaks Pet Hospital, Wesley Chapel, Florida. Again, good afternoon, everyone. Dr. Reddy from Seven Oaks Pet Hospital, Wesley Chapel, Florida. Today I'm here to discuss acupuncture in pets and also traditional veterinary medicine, Chinese medicine in pets. Most of the acupuncture experience I have is with dogs and cats. Sometimes I've done some exotic pet treatment to a few birds I've done, and ferrets, rabbits, guinea pigs I've done with some success. And 80 to 90% of my pets when I do acupuncture are my dogs, and 10 to 20% are cats. Dogs seems to not resist acupuncture as much as cats, I would say, because cats, the skin itself is a little bit more mobile. So when I'm trying to put needles in cats, cats tend to move, the point seems to move. And hi, Miss Reeves. Miss Reeves is saying hi. Hello. Thank you for joining. So cats, like I was saying, the points when I put it in cats, when they move around, it's not as effective. But cats, it does work in cats as well. As we all know, acupuncture has been around for a long time, almost a 3,000 plus years history in humans. Pets, I'm thinking probably it is been there for 2,500 years ago they started. And I have been doing acupuncture at Seven Oaks since 2006. So almost 14 years I've been doing acupuncture on pets, and I've had some great success over the past 14 years. I would say almost 70-80% of my pets have had a positive, successful results as compared to other procedures what I do in the clinic. So I'm very confident that acupuncture helps quite a bit. And my specialty in acupuncture is mostly I like to do it's neurological issues, musculoskeletal issues. That is what my focus is. And I have done quite a few cases of intervertebral disc diseases where dogs come in to the clinic basically paralyzed. Their back legs are not working, and the owners don't have many options of treatment. Number one could be just doing a surgery, and sometimes for owners surgery is not an option because the age of the pet could be 14-year-old dachshund, let's say, and the dog may not survive longer enough, or may have underlying heart condition, liver condition to go through anesthesia and all those things. And in those cases, acupuncture work really great, as I said, and I have done that with great success. And also certain times financial situations too, because surgeries are very expensive to do, and people have to spend a lot more money on that, and that can be sometimes a limiting factor in getting a treatment for intervertebral disc disease, where the protrusion of the disc material causes paralysis, and that's mostly seen in corgis and dachshund breeds, but it can happen in any other breeds too. And I do treat them very successfully, and I have had used electrostimulation, which I do have it here with me. This is a little box I have. I'm going to just show it to you. It looks like this, and that box I attach it to the needles, and it puts some stimulation in those points through the needle, and that helps in actually stimulating the nerves, and those nerves stimulate the spinal cord and brain, and then helps with the functionality. And that helps for decreasing the inflammation and produces internal chemicals, which makes pets pain-free. And then coming to the traditional Chinese medicine, I've been using a lot of herbal drugs, herbal medication or supplements, what we call. I'm sorry, not the drugs, but it's the supplement. and we have plenty of them, and I have used quite a few here. I think I have a Mr. Wriggler. Hey Jeff, the question is, he's asking that why feeding twice a day is standard for dogs. Maybe he wants to feed more or he wants to feed less. Well, the answer I have is we tend to eat twice a day when we are working, unlike the current situation we are in. But generally, we leave for our work early in the morning when we eat our breakfast. And when we are eating our breakfast, we want to feed our dogs at the same time, so they're not, looking at you while you're eating or begging for food. And then lunches we eat outside most of the time. So, and then when we come back home and when we eat our dinner, then the dogs get another meal. And that way they are eating their dinner and we are eating our dinner. So that is the most commonly reason recommended to feed twice a day, so they don't get table scraps or any other food while we are eating, or we don't feel, especially, when pets are staring at you while you're eating, you don't feel like eating. So that's why. And there are quite a few dogs used to, in the olden days, we used to recommend feeding only once a day, and that's perfectly fine too. Once a day is great, but nowadays we switch to twice a day because of I think mostly our food habits. So same food we generally recommend to be split it into 2 feedings in a day so that they get twice a day. So that is the most important reason. Thank you, Jeff, for asking the question. So I do have some herbs we were talking about. They are traditional Chinese herbs. They come in powders and pills, small pills. And I have a liver happy here in front of me, and crystal stone. There are a lot of herbs available. We use almost 30 to 40 different types of herbs for patients which owners are looking some holistic treatment. And when I showed you liver happy herb helps with liver functionality. It helps improve the liver functionality where we don't have much drugs. So again, I have Jeff asking, so a social reason, not a health reason. Yeah, if you're able to ignore it, it's perfectly fine if you want to feed them once a day. But again, if you've been feeding them all along their life for last however long you had twice a day, and suddenly you change them to once a day, that could cause a little problem there. So I have another person here. Friday Ezenwa. Hi, how are you? Thank you for joining, guys. So the herbal supplements, we were talking about liver happy, and then there's a crystal stone. That's another great supplement I have, where if the dogs have minute microscopic crystals in the bladder, a lot of times with Western medication, we don't have many drugs which will dissolve the diet other than the change in the which will dissolve the stones other than change in the diet. And diet could take a little bit longer. So then this crystal stone herb would definitely help dissolve the stones in the bladder. And also there's another herb available which will dissolve the stones in the gallbladder if the dogs have gallstones. We don't see many gallstone issues in pets in general, but we do see a lot of bladder stone issues. So if they're real microscopic, they're small stones, we can definitely help break those stones and or dissolve those stones with the herbs. There are a lot of other herbs available for intervertebral disc disease or musculoskeletal issues or ligament and tendon problems. Then there are herbs for skin issues. There are herbs for ear infections. And again, like I said, I've been using this for almost 14 years and I have had very great success. And I do recommend to the clients who are interested in these therapies. I mean, again, we don't recommend for every client because end of the day, it's the owners also are part of this whole treatment plan. It's just not me recommending what they need for their pets, but I need to look at the owner's perspective. So what I try to do is do an integrative approach. Or integrative medicine, where we use Western medicine to diagnose the problem and try to treat with Eastern and Western combination and try to get the best outcome of it. I have another comment or question here. Uh, Bearded dragons. The dragon has a split lip. Unfortunately, I don't see bearded dragons, but I can check with my other associates, Miss Howe, Katie Howe, and I can get back to you on that. If one of my other doctor would be willing to see bearded dragon. I mean, I've seen them, but I don't know. The bearded dragon has a split lip, you're saying, so I don't know what exactly that condition is. So I can check and get back to you on that. Thank you for asking that question. So going back on the traditional Chinese medicine and acupuncture. So again, I wanted to show you guys tiny needles here I have. I don't know if you can see it. It's a real tiny needle which goes into the acupuncture points. Depending on the size of the dog, there's a small needle here and there's another bigger needle here. So you can see if a dog is a bigger, then we use a bigger needle. If a dog is a smaller, then we use a smaller needle. So Friday is asking me a question, is there research studies available on holistic medicine for pets? Yes, absolutely. There are a lot of neurologists, board certified neurologists have done some studies looking at different acupuncture pathways and tracking through the nervous system of the body in humans and also in pets too. There are a couple of vet schools have done the studies too. University of Florida, Gainesville has a great program for that where the neurologists are working in tandem with the acupuncturists and other holistic medicine doctors. And it has proven, and there are a lot of articles out there too, it's proven that how acupuncture points are exactly the same as the nervous system, the human or animals, and it helps promote the healing. So definitely there is a lot of research on the acupuncture side. But coming to the holistic drugs or holistic supplements, which I was talking about, Chinese herbs, that we don't have much research done, but we go back onto the history and see, 2,500 years people have been using it for that long. So we have seen a lot of positivity from generations to generations. People have been talking about it, whoever has been using it. So based on that anecdotal evidence, we've been using the herbs to treat the pets. But acupuncture, a lot of Western medicine doctors are interested in, have done a lot of research, so we do have some data to prove that it works. And thank you, Friday, for asking that question. So these were the needles we were talking about. So there are different types of needles, and acupuncture works great in horses too. But I do have a great story to share with you guys quickly. A few years ago, there was a situation in Chicago Aquarium, if I'm not wrong, and Friday is asking, have your pet parents been receptive to the... Oh, absolutely. I got a lot of clients who do come on regular basis to get the acupuncture done, and also I've been treating these herbs also holistically for a lot of pets, where they've been on chronic Western medication, so we dropped them off of the Western medication and started them on the herbs, and they've been on the herbs for almost 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, even longer than that, and they have shown great improvement, but without any side effects, or we have to do any blood works or anything to continue to do the treatment of these herbs or using these Chinese herbs. So I'm sorry, again, going back on the story. I was talking about Chicago Aquarium, yes. There were some dolphins there, and dolphins were getting conjunctivitis, which is inflammation of upper eyelids and lower eyelids. And the veterinarians were having challenge because conjunctivitis normally you treat with eye ointment. It's a triple antibiotic eye ointment. You apply it in their eyes, and then it should pretty much go away within few days if it's a dog or a cat. But dolphin, you apply the ointment and they jump back into the water and the ointment was all gone. So, and that conjunctivitis is contagious. It spreads from one dolphin to another. So it started spreading within most of the dolphins in Chicago area were getting conjunctivitis, and they were having difficulty what to do. So at that point, They contacted acupuncturist. I'm not sure who the doctor was, but they did. And the acupuncture, he's a veterinarian too, and he came with a great idea of doing a laser treatment to the eyes, and not worry about, and also obviously putting some needles around the eyes too, and not worry about doing any eye ointment. So they brought this acupuncturist, and he started pulling the dolphins out of the water and doing it sessions, every day, 2 3 times laser treatment and once acupuncture treatment. And they did that for a week or 10 days, and you'll be surprised to hear that the dolphins got treated and they didn't have any conjunctivitis. And that was another great achievement, and evidence I can show you guys that acupuncture helps quite a bit where the Western medicine has some limitations. So that was another great story about the dolphins. And again, we have laser here, core laser therapy. We've been doing core laser therapy at Seven Oaks Pet Hospital almost now close to 7 8 years. In some pets are not really a great candidates for acupuncture. So those are the pets we choose to do core laser therapy. And core laser also works like acupuncture, but it's not as effective as acupuncture, because acupuncture we can put the needles in certain points. With core laser, it's more of a broader spectrum. But the pets which are not cooperative with acupuncture, we definitely take the route of core laser therapy. And sometimes acupuncture may not be the first choice for those pets. In those cases, we do go for core laser right away. Give me 1 second. I think I have another message. Okay, good. I think that's all I have today for today about acupuncture in pets and herbal medicine. And again, I really appreciate all of you guys asking all the questions, and thank you, and have a safe and stay healthy, guys. Bye bye.